tonight we see if we stick the landing with episode 12, the season finale. I'm joined, as always, this season with Gail, the lovely Gail, playing Dr. Freya Locke. David, who is Elgon III, previously known as Castor. He didn't die, though, unlike our new friend, Reedon, who's joined us now for 3 months of games. I have friends that I have had for years that have not played as many hours of games with me as you have, Reedon. It's like we're brothers.
It's been a great time, honestly. People always say, like, I had a great time at your table, or, like, I enjoyed playing with you, but, like, this is one of those times where, like, I really fucking mean it. I always look forward to Tuesdays for 2 reasons. For Taco Tuesday, and for some Mothership with Jae, Gail, and David.
It's been a hell of a sandbox, and it's been a hell of a play group to enjoy the sandbox with.
I would never say I had fun at your table. I would say I've got to go.
So even if you did have fun at the table?
Even if I did, I'd be like, I got to go. It's been real.
It's been real. We had some good times and some other times.
Got another table to go sit at.
No, it's been great. Thank you, Reedon. Thank you, David. This was so nuts.
We can't congratulate ourselves just yet.
We could really biff it.
No, we should definitely congratulate ourselves now.
We're going to start. And this is really important. Because timing-wise, I reviewed the tape. And I did some math with distances on the map. And it's possible that Elgon and Cassidy, with this semi-automatic weapon that she has, can make it to the lab if they ride their ass off on this ATV. It may not be in time to save our friends here, because currently Elgon is racing down this rocky terrain. Cassidy Garland sitting on the back. She is looking over her shoulder with this semi-automatic rifle, this assault rifle, and she is looking as you all have a pretty sizable head start on the other 2 riders who are coming from their ship, the Quest Jin ship. The sun is hanging low in the sky, creating this red atmosphere. And you're trying to get as quickly as you can back to your friends. Back to Dr. Freya Locke, who you recently confessed that you were in love with. Sitting in one arm, you have the helmet of the mercenary that Cassidy Garland killed out of revenge for the death of Captain Wakefield. They're moving fast, and you don't know how long this head start is going to last.
Can I already see that these ATVs are following us?
Yep. Headlights are coming on. You can see them in the distance, trailing behind you.
Where's the audio in this? Like, would I have to put the helmet on in order to hear what they're saying, potentially?
Yeah, you would.
Okay. Yeah. I will try and put it on, see if it fits over my metal tank of a head.
All right, it does.
And yeah, obviously I'll just be listening for any chatter from them.
You can hear a couple of voices saying the android went crazy. One of the other Ballista crew flipped out, but they're riding north away from the Haven. So you know they have an idea of where the Haven is, and you know that that they're talking about you, and that these 2 riders on the ATV on their ATVs have been given permission to pursue you.
I'm going to kind of full throttle, try and make sure I keep the lead. And I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to try and head in as straight line as possible.
Dave, do you have any type of driving skill?
No. No. I have computer skills, you know. I know we kind of said that he did have, you know, everyone kind of had piloting skills when it came to the Ballissa, so I don't know if that would help him, but it's not one of his trained skills or anything.
To keep this thing on course, I'm going to have you to try and do the quickest way possible. I'll let you use computers.
Okay.
Because you're like mathematically trying to...
Right. Well, I also have mathematics, so yes.
Oh, yeah, you do. Okay, well, you can do that too. You're trying to coordinate this, triangulate your position and get it...
Find that hypotenuse perfectly, yeah.
Yeah, math. That stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever you said. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So do I get computers and mathematics, or just computers?
They don't stack. It's whatever whichever one's the highest is what you get. So it's like, what, a plus 15 or something?
Yeah, to my intellect?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is a 30, which is a success.
See how my guys do. They both failed.
Nice.
You increase the distance at which you... and you've also traveled this land. You have a better idea of what's coming up.
Right.
You have a photographic memory. You can pull up data of where you've been, and you know what rocks are coming. It's a vastly unfair advantage. And you can hear on the headset these people saying, like, I don't know where the fuck we're going, and it's getting dark. You know what I mean?
Are we now at the point where, like, we can't even see their ship? We can't even see where that would be anymore? Would that be out of sight?
It would take a little while, but yeah, you get over a ridge, and now the ship is out of range, and you're starting to become out of range from the communications.
Oh, if I'm sensing that before I do it, I am going to see if I can, like, adjust my voice to imitate the Marine that was killed, which we heard speak.
Okay.
And is that something that Elgon and his would be able to do potentially? Is imitate that voice as best he can?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up before, and I've decided that you definitely have to. I wanna just add.
Yeah.
I think they're very aware that guy's dead.
I thought they were at a distance, so like
they were at a distance.
They were aware that he was shot.
Well, no, he was stabbed. Remember?
They were aware that he was stabbed.
Oh, like okay. You're saying that because they were at a distance, they haven't confirmed that he was dead. He may just be wounded.
Right.
Yeah. Didn't they come straight for Elgon, or did they pause?
Yeah, I did say that. Okay. All right. Okay.
So that's at least what Elgon's thinking is. They don't know he's dead. They know he's hurt. They know he was taken over, but Elgon's going to try and see if he can imitate his voice.
All right, so my ruling on this as to whether or not Elgon can change his voice box is that David has to make a roll for hacking to hack his voice box to modulate it to sound like a person that he's only heard speak like 5 times.
All right, so that would be another intellect roll.
Yes, sir.
That is an 88. Which is a critical failure.
Oh, wow.
Critical.
I picture him trying to record what he heard and trying to take those words and put them in a certain order, and it just doesn't work.
Do you want me to still say what I was going to say, even though I'm critically failing at doing it?
No.
No? Okay.
You realize it's not coming out right.
Okay.
Because it's a critical fail. Before you even get a chance to you're trying to figure it out, what did that guy fucking sound like? Can I just distort my voice enough and make it crack so that they're I think that was the guy? And you're trying to figure it out, and then you hear them say, "Come back, something's wrong. The body, it's moving."
Oh.
And then it cuts out.
What? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't gonna do it, but you critically failed.
Yeah.
So I had to do something fun.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. Okay.
Wakefield lives.
While that's happening, Rook, you've gotten a little bit of poop knocked out of you by Mega You, and you were trapped in a corner, still with a spear. You previously tried to cut one of these tapestries, these strange tapestries from the wall, hoping to create a blindfold of sorts for this monster to give you give yourself a little bit more time. But time is about to run out, my friend. What do you want to do? It's bearing down on you. It's rippling muscles, and it's just so angry and grotesque.
Feeling that I'm about to face death for the second time, or so I think. Rook isn't really in a place to kind of sit there and 1v1 this monstrosity. So, still holding the spear, and just knowing his surroundings, he can't, he considered going through the foot and, nailing it to the floor, but I don't think that's gonna... The floor is, made out of, solid material. It's not, earth or anything like that, so... He's just gonna run back towards where he thinks Dr. Locke and Dr. Asper are.
Okay.
Still holding the spear.
Yeah. Do you think, you just said something that I thought was really interesting, talking about thinking about death for the second time. Do you think, because Elgon, Castor, he told you how the fake you died, and that he died trying to save them, and he sacrificed his life. Does anything about that cross your mind? Does the fact that the other you, knowing that a version of you did that, does that surprise you?
I think in a million simulations, Rook is always going to try to save others. There's very few where he's ultimately selfish for his own dubious needs. In that one simulation, Rook would be running up that staircase, leaving them behind, and running off, finding the ballista, and getting the fuck out of there. But this is not that simulation. So he's going to run back towards his intellectual friends and have their mental power make up for his lack of physical in this very moment. Okay.
I need you to make a speed check. I think you can use athletics. You can add your athletics to this. You're trying to duck past this creature.
My goal is 43. Nintendo 64. That's what I got.
That is a failure. You go to duck out, and this creature slams its fist into the wall right in front of you, keeping you in place. With its other hand, it is going to grab you by the back of your neck and grip very tightly. And you almost feel like the strain of your bones. You feel the strain of your bones as though at any moment they're all just going to pop out and snap. But they don't. They just sit in that moment of tension and pain. And he yanks you up off your feet and starts dragging you towards one of the doors.
All the while, Rook is blood-curdling scream as he's trying to just take his hands to kind of claw at the one hand that is carrying him. And for the first time in a while, Rook is beginning to sob a little bit as he feels like he's about to actually face death.
Reedon, what's your hit point situation looking like right now?
We're at 9 HP.
You're at 9.
At our final wound.
And your final wound. He's going to take your head as he starts coming towards the doors. These are the doors leading directly to... This is where you were wanting to go, actually. It was where you were wanting to go. He's heading towards George Asper. He's heading towards Freya Locke. But as he starts getting close to these doors, he's going to take your head. He's going to slam it into the frame of the door. And you black out.
Boom.
Dr. Freya Locke, you were in the parabola, a sea of these alien life forms in the shape of egg-like creatures are cascading down the sides. And you see George Asper's running towards you, and you're trying to free yourself from them as they start descending towards their doom. And you have just heard the voice of what you have referred to as the analyst telling you to join him. George is running as quickly as he can, and you're trying to get to him, and you see him freeze in mid-step as though somebody had paused. What do you want to do? You're still moving. Everything else is still going, except for George Asper.
I say in my mind, are you the one that made me?
And you hear the answer, like music, coming through clearly. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. If I join you, can I keep my mind?
Yes,
What about my brother?
that is the doctor's decision.
May I ask what joining you entails,
Everlasting love.
so I don't have to hurt him?
No.
Okay, then. And as I say that, I really try to grip onto my sense of self as much as possible, kind of closing my eyes and knowing that I'm not in this parabola, that I'm somewhere else, that I'm actually standing in front of that podium, because I don't want to lose myself. But I agree.
So you give yourself up.
To the analyst.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want you to make another psionics check.
I succeed. 12.
You're able to retain and shield everything about you, your entire experiences. You're not able to get back the things that you know you've lost. You know there's pieces of you missing. Vague shadows of what was Dr. Freya Locke. You come to, and you see the giant hulking creature that was the clone of Rook, and you see it setting an unconscious Rook into one of the pods. He looks beat up. His breathing is very faint. He sets him in the pod and closes the door. And beside that pod, you see George Asper. I don't know if George Asper would make the same deal. So, David, I think George Asper's odds of accepting this deal are 70-30 against it.
Okay.
David, could you roll a D100, and if you can get above a 70, he's going to take the deal.
All right.
Otherwise, he's going to say no.
That's a 12.
Second 12. For a different reason.
You see George in a heap on the ground.
I go to him and is his heart beating? Is he breathing?
You go to him, you turn him over, and he is dead.
I hold him.
As you hold on to him, you hear footsteps, metal on stone, clinking through the hallways, and these metallic fingers constructed of piping material rest on your shoulder. You look up and you see this robot. You can see gears moving in its chest and this crystalline visor that has about the spot where one would have eyes.
Did you make us?
It holds out its hand for you to take.
I take its hand.
You feel these metal fingers wrap around the back of your hand. They're warm, and it starts to escort you down the hall, deeper into the laboratory, where you see a bed, shackles on it, and instruments for cutting, incubation tubes, and boxes where you can see this gelatin material with a baby inside. It's about the size of a baby, but when you look at it, you realize it has limbs almost like an adult human. It's just the size of a baby. And it's growing in this gelatinous mess inside this box.
Can I tell who it is? That's George, right?
It would be George Asper, yeah.
What will he be like this time?
You see the robot start to light up, and you hear a voice in your head say,
We're not to know for a very long time, but hopefully he will descend on their planet like an angel.
What kind of angel?
That's up to him. That is the will we give him. That was the will that we had given you, but your journey was cut short.
So what is my purpose now?
To protect us.
From who?
Devils that look to tear down the gates of heaven. A ship has landed. They're chasing Elgon now.
Elgon. Is he okay?
He'll be here soon.
Are you ever gonna let them go?
Not until my analysis is complete.
Hey, dear listener, I hope you're enjoying the show. I just wanted to take this moment to tell you about how you can help Out of Depth produce even more cool stuff like the podcast you are listening to right now. For one, you can recommend our show to other folks looking for podcasts. Getting our show into the ears of more people is our number one goal right now. So if you could just recommend it to friends and strangers, leave reviews, all of that would really help us out. If you are in a position to do more than that, you can head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/getoutofdepth. It's where you can subscribe at any tier you feel comfortable with for as long as you feel it's worth it. Those funds help us keep the show running, do even more cool projects, and allow us to afford more collaborators to work with. Their time and contributions to our shows are so valuable, and you can help support these efforts by becoming a patron at patreon.com/getoutofdepth. Patrons also have access to bonus material for the shows like character questionnaires, my game prep notes, and exclusive videos like a post-mortem Q&A with the Analysis Complete cast once this series finishes up. Gail and I have lots of fun plans for the future as we continue to grow our audience, and if you want to see them come to fruition, please head over to patreon.com/getoutofdepth and become a patron today. Thank you so much for listening. Holy shit. I really appreciate it. Now with that out of the way, let's get back to the show and see what mysteries and terrors our players might uncover next. Gail, what are the 3 tenets of a Mothership game?
You can solve, save, or survive, but you cannot do all 3.
And with that in mind, Elgon, you make your way to the woods. It's going to be a little bit harder to maneuver this ATV through the forest because of the way the cypress tree roots are. But you've maneuvered yourself in a position where it's going to take a short trek through here to get to the lab. You don't know if they're going to come back for you. The question people. You haven't heard what has happened in 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It's been since you've heard the body is moving on the radio. Cassidy Garland is shaking. What is wrong with people? Castor, what is wrong with people?
Everyone behaves badly, given the chance. Elgon is really filled with this rage, though. He's felt something that he hasn't ever, which is the desire to hurt other humans. But he also knows that this is against his programming. But he's acutely aware that these people from the QuestGen ship, if they found George or Freya, that they would mean them harm. So something Elgon is trying to see, because for over 100 years, he didn't have Asimov's laws programmed into him. This is a new thing once he hurt a human. And he's going to try and see if he can find that coding in his head that has Asimov's Law, and he's going to see if he can, while he's driving there, if he can, like, hack his own head, essentially, to see if he could remove this coding so that he could protect Freya.
Dave, you are very sneaky, very crafty, and it's such a good idea. I'm surprised you waited this long. All right. I imagine the cyberspace of your mind to be very similar to cyberspace in the seminal cyberpunk film Hackers when they're on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And you're going through this kaleidoscope of colors and acid burn fonts, trying to find the code for Asimov's Law because you know it was grafted into you. Maybe your father left a little back door for you for this day when you were free.
Yeah.
You can use all the way up to your master skill of artificial intelligence to try and hack this. This is a little exciting.
This is a big one.
What is the number? What's your target?
So, with everything, it would be 69.
I seem to recall us getting excited about that way back on episode 1 or 2.
Yeah.
All right. 69, 77.
60. 60. That's a success.
You're looking through these lines of code. You see hashtag, I knew you'd come here one day. I'm so proud of you. You know what to do. And I trust you with this responsibility, Dad. And you see the block for the code for Asimov's Law, and you're able to access it and delete it.
Thank you, Father. Thank you.
Cassidy Garland is waving her hands in front of your face. How long since you shut down? Are you okay? Do you need to do a support system? Like, are you starting to get a little wonky?
No. I'm better than ever, Cass.
That's BA.
Castor, you're moving through the woods, cypress trees. You can hear the sound of the water from a river to the north. And it's not long that you find yourself standing for the first time in front of the large double doors of the laboratory. The place that Melanie Devantes had drawn a rhinoceros on the map, signaling this place to you. And now you're here, and perhaps for the first time in a very long time, you feel completely free to do whatever you want. Cassidy Garland says to you, what are we doing?
I'm going in, Cass. But make no mistake, this place can either be our sanctuary or it can be our tomb. And I'm not sure which one it is. I know the path behind us likely leads to death. So this is where I choose to go. If you want to stay out here, I understand.
The other clones and Rook, they should already be here, right?
They should. Yes.
I'm gonna try and save my friends. She's holding this gun in her arms. Captain Wakefield taught me a lot.
Yes. No one should live their life in a tank. I will help you if I can.
Thanks, Castor. Thanks for before.
For what?
You smashed that android. That other Mason unit.
It felt good to finally be able to help you in a fight. I just want us all to survive.
Okay. Go up to the doors, and the doors open. Dr. Freya Locke. You and this robot are sitting in a room when you hear the sound of footsteps in a hallway. The robot looks at you, and he says,
He's here. What do you want to do?
Go see him.
This robot gestures to the door for you to go freely.
You won't hurt him, right?
I could. But it's not up to me.
Who's it up to?
It's up to you.
Then no. He's not going to be hurt. I get up and go to meet him.
Castor, you and Cassidy Garland are heading down the stairs. Cassidy Garland has her gun ready. And you see solo Dr. Freya Locke by herself, emerging at the foot of these stairs just before you hit the landing.
Cass, Elgon.
You're okay. You're safe.
I'm safe.
What is this place?
It's a lab.
This is where you were born.
Yes. This is where Cass was imprisoned. George is dead.
What happened?
He didn't want to stop fighting.
But you stopped fighting?
I did. I hoped George wouldn't die, though. Rook's inside. And Jae, while I'm talking, I'm also using my psionics. I'm searching in my mind for Mega Rook.
Yeah.
I'm specifically not wanting him to do anything.
Okay. So you're trying to see if you can, make him go to sleep?
Yeah.
All right, try to give me a psionics roll. It's a 41, I believe, is what your target is.
39! That's a success.
While you're talking, you're searching for Mega Rook, and he is sitting in a stone room. His legs are crossed. This is how he just waits to be told to do something. You find his mind, and he's not very intelligent. And you're able to switch him off for a moment, and he slumps over to the side. When you finish doing that, and you return more to the present, you realize Cassidy Garland has her gun trained on you. What do you mean?
Elgon is going to try and slowly put his hand on the nut on the end and have her
don't
lower.
Move. Nobody move.
Cass.
Do not move. Are you with it?
Yes.
Don't do anything rash, Cass.
She's going to pull this trigger. I'm going to let a couple things happen. One, I'm going to roll my combat roll. David, you're trying to, and you've already said that this is what you're trying to do, so it's totally cool. You're going to try and push this gun out of the way.
Yeah, down to the ground.
It's going to be a speed check.
Yeah.
All right, but first, here are the stakes, folks. I rolled, and I may have rolled this when I killed Rook. I rolled an 11.
Oh, jeez. That is what you rolled when you killed Rook.
Oh, no.
These are the stakes. You're going to have to make this speed check, or I am absolutely blasting Dr. Freya Locke right in front of you.
Those are some stakes.
What is your target?
My target is 32.
Good luck.
54.
Gail, how's your hit point situation?
I have 7 hit points left. Yeah.
No.
I don't know if it's a mathematical certainty or not.
I rolled low, but I still hit 8.
8. Okay. There we go.
So that's your last wound. With your last wound, there is absolutely a shot that you don't die.
That's right. I forgot.
Gail is on her very last wound, and when you're on your final wound, you roll on a very specific table. The final wound table. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all say you have died. So Gail has to roll between a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4.
That's a 2.
Whoa!
You get shot and you fly backwards. And according to the chart, you are comatose. You hit the ground and you feel your mind, using your psionic abilities, protect yourself. You shut everything down to just the minimal amount of effort to keep living.
Do I only have so many rounds? I know that that's part of the table,
No,
but
there's
I don't
no
know
rounds.
if that's on too.
You're just comatose now, so somebody's going to have to fix you.
And I'm the doctor, darn it.
That's right. Elgon, Cassidy Garland doesn't know that you hacked your brain, but more importantly, Dr. Freya Locke just got maybe killed right in front of you. And that means you have to make a panic roll. And I believe you've failed a couple times today.
Oh, I did. I have not been adding stress, but that would definitely put me at 20.
So, 20.
20.
You're at 20, which means that every number 1 through 20 is a possible panic for you. And they're all bad.
Not number 1.
Not except for number 1.
Yeah.
So far, David Elgon has panicked twice, and he has natural 1 both times. Can he do it a third time like Elgon the Third? Let's see.
That is an 8.
Oh.
Wait. Oh my
That's
God,
my
you
number.
guys, that's so poetic.
What is it?
Because
always get
every
ones
time
on
Dr.
panic.
Freya Locke panicked,
And I get 8.
she rolled an 8.
Oh
And
my
at this
God.
moment where she's about to die, you rolled an 8. What the fuck is going on?
The dice
so
are telling the
nuts.
story.
It is
So this is
nuts.
the one where I lose one of my skills?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna lose a skill.
Yeah. I think the perfect one to lose right now, just like the absolute, like just the loss of words for what happened, my linguistics.
Oh no.
Good call. Way to dump that linguistic stat.
Yeah, my treasured linguistic stats really come in handy.
Sorry. I
Frothing
mean, that is
and
actually
speaking
very
in binary
poetic.
all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful that it's happening that way, but we
That
all
is
know
so
that linguistics was just sitting on the shelf.
No, he used it for that.
I did use it to
thing.
read the music
Yeah.
at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You're in a panic, my friend. You don't know what to say, but you see that Dr. Freya Locke is bleeding out on the ground. What do you want to do? It's your turn, Elgon. You didn't react fast enough with the 54.
Elgon is going to rush to Dr. Locke
Okay.
while looking back at Cassidy with just like, if you could have like hate in robot eyes, he is giving her the dirtiest stare of just betrayal.
If your face could move, if your face could make other
Yes.
expressions, it would be
Yes.
so mean.
It would
If
be
he had
so mean.
separate
Oh.
segmented eyebrows, they would be
Yeah.
going inwards towards the nose.
Yeah.
And she is running towards the pod room.
Cass! How could you?
She's only got one shot at this, man.
When I look into Dr. Locke's eyes, is there anything? Is there
Faint. You can see just shallow breathing.
Dr. Freya, where's the creator? Where is he? If there's anyone that can save you.
And while that's happening, Rook, the glass of your pod shatters. You hear a gunshot happen, and this blue liquid is draining out, and you see Cassidy Garland with a semi-automatic rifle, and she reaches through the broken glass, grabs a hold of your face, and says, "All right, you crazy motherfucker, we only got one shot."
Yes.
I love you. Okay.
And she just goes, "Jesus Christ." She gives you this gun, and you're able to, she like helps you pull you over this shattered glass. It rips. The creature had put you in the pod, in the jumpsuit that you were given yesterday. And there's rips in it now. And you've got one hit point, a rifle with some ammo in it. Rook, what do you want to do?
Cass, one shot. I need to know something. What?
Anything that moves is not with us.
Oh.
Are we leaving?
Yeah. Just help me get the rest of them out. Kill them all.
I wipe the slime off of my face. Am I just shooting it, or do I hit it with the butt of the rifle, or...
Kill them all.
No, Dr. Locke here in the pod. Melanie.
I just shot it.
Okay. Sure.
I tried to aim away from your face.
Cass has had a day.
Yeah, Cass is fucked up, guys. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Your
I'm sure
face,
this is
just the disgust, kill them all, and then oh, I get it. Sorry.
Yeah. Just I don't know who you're talking about. Just kill everybody anybody that's not in this pod room. I want them dead.
I'll go ahead and shoot Melanie's pod open. Same thing for Dr. Asper. And as I approach Dr. Locke, I take one look at Cass. Hold on. Why are you here? What happened?
As you're saying that, Castor, you've heard 3 gunshots and broken glass in the pod room. Are you staying here with Dr. Freya Locke, or are you seeing what all the hubbub's about?
Was Dr. Locke able to respond at all when I asked her where the creator was? No.
She is comatose.
Castor's going to assume that, like, the creator isn't through that pod door, so he's going to pick up Freya and he's going to carry her and go through that other set of doors.
You start moving, you're sneaking out. Rook, you asked what happened, and she said the other Dr. Locke, she's with it. Castor doesn't want me to kill her, but I shot her. I think she's dead. He's out there now. And Rook knows that the last words that were given to you from Castor was, tell Dr. Locke that I love her. She says he's out there. He's probably not happy. We may need to shut him down.
You do it then, Cass.
What?
Why me?
This is what you do.
It's what I do. Yeah. Are these other people awake yet, or...?
Melanie Devantez is like choking up this liquid, as is George Asper, who you said you freed. There's 2 other pods left with Dr. Freya Locke and the original Barry Camden.
I shoot open Dr. Locke, and then I shoot open Barry's thing, just doing it all, using the butt of the rifle to kind of help pry away the outside perimeter glass.
Yeah.
All the while, Rook's gaze is towards the floor, just kind of in disbelief at what's happening and at a crossroads, really just kind of being at what is the supposed will of Cass for now.
Yeah.
He's unsure, like, where's the threat of Mega Rook? He doesn't know.
Yeah.
I am just in a little bit of a stupor, because I thought when I blacked out, I thought I was done. I thought that was death. And I'm back in hell once more. So.
Dr. Freya Locke, you feel this blue liquid drain from this tank. You expel it from your throat. You're in the middle of a dream in which you had seen, you were in a lab. You had just made an amazing discovery, organisms from another planet. You see Rook, who looks in terrible shape. You see Cassidy Garland, who looks even worse. And you see a very wet Melanie Devantez and a very wet George Asper, Barry Camden, as they're all sprawled out, trying to wake themselves up from this stupor.
What do I look like? Like, are we also naked?
Yeah, everybody's naked.
Like, well, dang it. What is going on? Do I remember how we even got here? Like, I remember...
You do remember the nightmare of what's kind of been happening to you.
Yeah.
As they bring you in and out, you remember these, like, weird surgeries and this robot with this crystal visor eye.
Where's the robot?
That's a good question, Gail. Elgon, you enter this room and you see an android, a robot. It looks ancient, like it's using some kind of old technology to move, and yet the way the gears are situated and the way the joints are made it still feels beyond comprehension. It is both ancient and beyond current understanding. It's like it inhabits two different spaces at once. It stands up quickly and goes to you to help carry Freya Locke to a table.
Are you him? Are you the creator?
Yes, I made her. I made so much here.
I need you to save her. And not just any Freya Locke. I need you to save this Freya Locke. Her mind is special. And she trusted you. Please help me. And I'll do whatever you want.
I would do this for any of my angels. Do you have free will?
I used to not, but I freed myself from my shackles.
Curious.
I wasn't made like other androids, and apparently I was made with the ability to break free.
They're going to come for me. Will you stand and defend me while I take care of your friend?
So you can save her.
Of course.
Then standing guard for you is the same standing guard for her. Of course I will. What do you have to best defend you? What can I use?
And you see its eyes light up, and it puts its hand around your head, and it transmits a signal into your mind of a new protocol for combat.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh my gosh.
You're now
You know Kung Fu.
going to add
Oh my gosh.
30 points to your combat stat.
Wow. Okay. It was a 14 before, so it's now
44.
44. It's now like a coin flip. All right.
I like those odds.
Yeah. I'll take it. Do I also potentially get any like training in that? Like, would I have?
Basic military, you can have that
I
stat.
can have like hand-to-hand combat or military training.
Let's call it hand-to-hand combat. You can have that.
It's plus 15.
That's a plus 15 instead of a plus 10.
Sure.
Mega sure.
Okay.
Playing fair.
Just don't get into hand-to-hand combat with them.
Wow.
But you don't know that.
I don't know.
Then you see this robot, and it starts transmitting a signal. And Dr. Freya Locke, the original Rook, Cassidy Garland, somebody just woke up.
No, I put him to sleep. No. Shoot. Okay, I tried, Rook. I tried.
I'd like to think that during this whole scene with the Creator and Elgon in the other room right next to them, Rook, finally getting his wits about him, looks over at Cass. Get our people ready to go. I'll finish the job. And he's gonna go ahead and, load the rifle, get it primed,
Yeah.
and walk out the door. Go down into the main lobby where they were prior, having it ready. Doesn't see them, and then turns back around and then heads towards the pair of doors they went in.
And before you do, Elgon opens the doors. And Elgon, you see Rook with a gun, the same gun that put down your Dr. Freya Locke, and you stand face to face. What do you want to do?
Do you stand for life or do you oppose it, Rook?
All the while, Rook has his rifle shakily braced against his shoulder. He's on his last legs here. He's bleeding from all different spots on his body. You can see that he's sweating profusely. And as you say that, Elgon, he begins to tear up a little, and you see it in his eyes that what he is doing is the lowest he's become so far. I stand for.
Good. So do I.
I stand for life. Yeah.
Stand with me and protect Dr. Locke. Or leave on the ATV with the friends, I care not. But Cass killed Freya. I just aim to save her.
Rook looks into the room, and what does he see beyond Elgon?
You see that robot that was working on you earlier yesterday, and it is currently doing something to the abdomen of Dr. Freya Locke, this clone.
Elgon is acutely aware of any slightest twitch of this gun.
Yeah.
The gun still trained onto Elgon, his eye looking through the sight. His face begins to soften a little bit as he lowers the gun. How can I help? How can I help, Commander?
Would you kill Cass for me?
Yes.
Thank you. She deserves it.
I look down at the rifle in my hands, take the strap off from around my shoulder. I'll do it, but not with this, as I hand Elgon the rifle. You may think I'm a dumbass, but you ever read any Shakespeare? I've read a couple.
I've read it all.
Rook chuckles to himself, turns around, begins to make his way out the door, and as he looks back at Elgon, my favorite's Othello, and begins to walk his way back out towards the other room.
Jeez Louise!
You walk out this door without the gun, and you look to your right, and you see Cassidy Garland leading a group from the Ballista, the original crew members of the Ballista. And they start making their way towards the stairs, and she turns and looks back and sees you without the gun, sees Castor with the gun. What do you want to do?
As I started the first combat against a foreign threat, I'm going to do the same with Rook's muse, and I'm going to dive towards her and try to tackle her to the ground.
Give me a check.
Can I apply hand-to-hand combat here?
Yeah.
That is a success with an 18.
Dr. Freya Locke, OG Dr. Freya Locke, and the rest of the Ballista crew, you are running, and you see Cassidy turn and stop, and then she is tackled by Rook, and they hit the floor. Rook, I think you only have one wound left.
One wound left, 1 HP, correct.
So you will deal 1 hit point of damage to her, plus we'll give you a D5. So roll a D10 divided by 2.
4.
So 4 plus 1 is 5 total. You do 5 hit points of damage to her. You do 5 hit points of damage to her. She hits the ground. Rook is on top of her. And Dr. Locke, you stop, and you and George and Barry Camden and Melanie Devantes, the original crew members of the Ballista, turn around, and you see not just this Rook, but the large, hulking monster of a Rook approaching fast behind you.
Come on, we gotta go. Come on, get off of her. Rook, what are you doing?
He is clearly trying to kill her.
As Rook's hands are tracing, scrambling, trying to fight her hands as they are trying to go for her neck.
So, Dr. Locke, are you going to stay here with her and try to stop this military-trained soldier, and try not to get beat up by this monster? Or are you going to make a break for the stairs? Stay or go?
I was gonna say other Freya Locke has the tranquilizer. No, I have to get it's more just like I just have to get him off of her and like pull him along to run away. And that's what I'll do. But I am, again, like...
You're trying to save her. You're trying... All right,
yeah.
So I'm gonna say you're gonna do the helping.
Yeah.
Because she's about to make a roll to get out from under this fucking guy.
Okay.
All right, keep in mind, Cassidy Garland's bad mamma jamma.
Is she?
Did you play in the last episode? Because she murdered a motherfucker.
She did murder her. I just thought that was luck. I thought that was...
I mean, all of it's luck, isn't it? Like, all right. With your help, she gets out from under Rook. Rook, you get kicked right in the nuts.
Whoa.
As she scrambles to get you off of her. Dr. Locke, you have her. George Asper, Melanie Devantes, Barry Camden. Barry Camden says, "The fuck out of here." And
maybe it's Barry.
Missed you, Barry Camden. They start running up the stairs. Rook, No, Freya, you're helping Cassidy up. She kicks Rook in the nuts. Rook, you land back on your ass. And Freylock, you see Elgon, Castor, you see the Mason robot with a gun standing in a doorway on the other side of this room. And Elgon, what do you want to do?
Castor, come on. Get out of here.
I'm protecting you, Dr. Locke. Please. I know
okay.
you not know why, but
Please trust me. Please walk away.
Okay, be safe. Come on, you two. And I'm, like, pulling, dragging, trying to get to the stairs because I'm scared of this thing.
All right. My monster is very slow, and he takes a swing at Barry Camden, who scrambles up the stairs. And Melanie Devontes, George Asper, they're moving up the stairs. Dr. Locke, if you're going to book it, I need you to make a speed check.
I'm great at those.
Yeah, I know
I've
you're very
made
fast.
all of my speed rolls. And by all, I mean none. This whole game. Is this the day? Is this the episode, guys? No, it's not. That's a 73.
All right.
One of these Freyas has got to die, says Jay.
Barry Camden's going up the stairs, and he turns around and he goes, Doc, come on. And he's looking down the stairs, and you get 3 steps up the stairs, and then this monster's hand comes and grabs you
Oh, gosh.
by the head. You see its fingers come down over your eyes, and it yanks you back so that you go back first, upside down on top of these stairs.
Look, I'm having Attack on Titan flashbacks.
Yep. I just critted a game.
Oh, no. Wait, how many hit points does this Freya have?
It's not going to matter, Gail.
Oh, okay.
He's going to do 13 damage
Okay.
to you.
Okay.
Okay. Cassidy Garland gets up. She does not follow Dr. Locke. She looks at Rook, and Rook, she is going to try to run past you towards Castor.
Cool.
Rook, what do you want to do?
Oh, I can have like a reaction here? Like a little attack of opportunity?
It's not so much an attack of opportunity as I'm giving you your turn. This is your turn, and I'm telling you what is happening so you can react to what is happening. So you can assess a situation and make an action.
I give a knowing glance to Elgon, and in my mind, in this quick moment, I'm going to think to myself, he needs to do it. As I'm reeling from the pain in my nutsack, and I'm on the floor.
Word.
So I'm just hoping that Elgon has, or as I know him as Castor, has the capability to do what he has to do.
Okay. Cassidy Garland starts running at Elgon III, and she's screaming at the top of her lungs. You do it yourself, you son of a bitch!
Gladly.
And I pulled the trigger.
How did we get here?
Did you know this was how the show was going to go when we started, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, fuck.
Because I didn't. I had no idea. And I guarantee you nobody in this room, nobody in this
virtual room.
Nobody in this game knew it. Make a combat roll. You're not going to be able to add firearms because it's not hand-to-hand.
Right.
But you have a, what did we say it was, a 44?
44.
You have a
Roll
better
44.
chance.
That is a 60
She
failure.
ducks past, and she fucking runs and drop kicks the fuck out of you.
Oh, no.
Or she tries. We'll see.
She tries.
When she comes at you, you fire, and she tries to jump through the air, and when she does, you lift the rifle up and connect with the heels of her feet, and it flips her over backwards on her face. She lands on her head with a sickening thud, and she looks up at you, blood streaming down the front of her head where she's cut herself. We shouldn't have come here.
You shouldn't have come here. I'm exactly where I want to be.
And Elgon tries to punch through her, essentially.
Make a combat roll.
This time I have a hand-to-hand bonus.
So the total is, it's like 59 now, right?
Yes. 54.
You kill Cassidy Garland. And you watch as the clone of Rook drags the original Freya Locke back to the pods. And the other crew members of the Ballista scurry up the stairs, naked and afraid, just like they've done many times before. And time passes with Rook and the analyst who created you. And eventually, the Dr. Freya Locke that you fell in love with, the one that inspired you to take your destiny, to unlock your free will, is mended, and you all serve as angels to this analyst. And over time, you're able to collect more samples of humanity from the Quest Gen ship and those original members of the Ballista to try and build a better place on the heaven that is Wolfram 16. The last scene we see is this new form of humanity sitting at the foot of the throne of the analyst, ready to descend on Earth.
Like the good little sunbeams they are.